All right. Here we are for game two. And I kept my hand. I started off kind of hastily. I had some. I don't know what happened to my recording software. I had a problem. But okay, our opponent plays Serum Visions. We were playing against a like enchantment prison deck that wins with Enduring Ideal. So we boarded in all of our enchantment hate. We had two back to natures, and a reclamation sage. I think is what we boarded in. So we did not win game one because he was able to get us, which is kind of a bummer. And the only reason I kept this hand was there's no play till turn three, but we have the turn three play is a reclamation stage, which is sweet. And hey, sometimes you get lucky and draw an Elvish Visionary on turn two. Alright, looks like we're going to have plenty of mana this game, which is always nice. Always nice enough to like struggle for mana, which is why a lot of times we have to mulligan hands. Even if we have great spells, we have to mulligan hands if we don't have our mana guys. Alright, we'll attack for one. And he's not playing any enchantments. If he doesn't play any enchantments this game, I'll be kind of disappointed. But alright, so our opponent drew a second land. Good for us, I guess. Alright. Pass turn back. And so our opponent's got two cards. He plays a Ruined Halo, which is fine. He's going to pick Elvish Visionary, because he's got to stay alive until he draws a Enduring Ideal, and that's the only way he's going to win. Otherwise, we can little by little pick off all of his enchantments. So we're going to go Collected Company. Maybe we'll hit the other Reclamation Sage and not have to play it. Or we'll hit a Fauna Shaman and an Eternal Witness, which, wow, I'm glad we didn't have to draw 4 lands. But we'll Eternal Witness back our Collected Company, because that's the only thing in our graveyard, which I am good with. That was not a bad deal right there. I kind of wish we could have gotten, maybe something else, but that's okay. So let's see, what's 1 damage worth to us? And we could tap our Nykthos for 4. Let's see, it would be 4. We have 6 mana. Not quite enough to do all the things we need. We drew 4 Razor Ridge Thickets. That's interesting. We're going to attack with our Fauna Shaman because the only creature that we have is Reclamation Sage. Otherwise, if we had any other creature in our hand, we would happily discard it for a Reclamation Sage. To search up a Reclamation Sage. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work that way when you have a Reclamation Sage. Sure, man. Dang, dude, you totally got us. No, I think that's the thing is, it's just there's so much versatile removal in Modern that it's just the enchantment thing. Elvish Visionaries. Wow. This Collected Company thing hasn't been really a choice this game, but well, I'm sure our opponent thinks he's got us. So let's go. We will discard a Elvish Mystic because we've got 6 lands out of well, that's actually about right, out of 40 cards. And we're going to get our Reclamation Sage. And we're going to play our Reclamation Sage to kill that thing. And then, unfortunately, we're only going to attack for 2 because he does have a Ruined Halo on our triple Elvish Mystics that we just through some crazy luck, happened to have drawn. Why have I not played a Nykthos yet? I should have played a Nykthos. I'm kind of thinking next turn I should play a Nykthos. Okay, another Ghostly Prison. Sure, not a problem. Let's see. Well, let's play that. And then let's see. What can we Court of Calling for? Well, should we even Court of Calling? Probably not. What we should do is just play Azuri. Let's see. How much mana do we have out of this sucker? Let's nick those. We have 7. So, even if we play Azuri, we'll have 9. We'll have 9 mana out of that, which would be enough to kill Ghostly Prison, pump our guys to big, and win the game. Okay, I'm good with that. Yeah, sometimes Elves works, sometimes Elves does not work. We're going to play Azuri. And then we're going to play Pump. Actually, we're going to do Reclamation Stage now. We're killing the Ghostly Prison this time. Again. Not like... okay. Not the Rune Halo, despite us having 3 Elvish Visionaries. Okay, we win. Our opponent scoops because he knew we were going to kill him right there. Good game. And this is basically how I sideboarded. I took out a Hooting Mandrills, and I took out a Archdruid, just Scavenging Ooze, and a Sentinel, and a Kitchen Finks, because we're not really using any of those cards. Hooting Mandrills is really good against removal, stuff like that. Azuri, he doesn't really have any removal. He's just got, cards that keep us from killing him. And Archdruid, because the same thing. There's not a lot of removal, and we can always search for our stuff, and it seems like we've got plenty of time. And Scavenging Ooze, not really a lot of stuff to remove from his graveyard, and a Nettle Sentinel. And we put in Beast Within, a Reclamation Sage, 2 Back to Natures, and took out all that stuff. So what I think I'm actually going to do, though, is I'm going to take out an Elvish Visionary, because I do like drawing cards, but Elvish Archdruid is much better. I don't know why I did that. That was probably not the smartest thing. So I think that's what we're going to do. So hopefully we'll pull this one out and win. We'll win against one of these crazy... Oof. God, I don't like this. I can't. This is too risky, because we could just get locked out real early on, and then we're screwed. But we do have a Reclamation Sage, so it might be worth keeping, but we don't have any mana, guys. So we have a turn 1 play, but no turn 2 play. So we got... Oh, goodness. That's the problem with this deck. Elves, Mulligan, really, really bad. Yeah. This is a keep on 4, but I mean, it's notably bad. Our opponent mulled to 6, though, so they're not as far ahead as, we think. That's kind of a bummer. That is one thing about decks with, like, the lower land counts is, even with high land counts, is sometimes you just lose to Mulligan, and it really, really takes a lot of the fun out of it. Because this game, we can't... I don't think I've ever won a game on a mull to 4 in Modern. Maybe once. But that was because I was playing something... my opponent was not, playing more of a casual fun deck, and I was playing, some kind of something. Okay, Rune Halo, what are you going to play that on? Yeah, normally, I was looking at my recording software between round game 1 and 2, and I realized that game 1 we lost just because they were able to play a Ghostly Prison and then a Sphere of Safety and 2 Ruined Halos, and I was unable to attack, and I was unable to attack and win. So, and they played Enduring Ideal, I think is what it is, the white one that lets you search your library for an enchantment, and ended up winning, and they just won the game. I gave up there because I was, no way I was going to attack and kill them. But anyway, I noticed that, but between those two games, I had a problem with my recording software, and I did not get game 1, unfortunately. So we got game 1, but yeah, maybe we should have kept that turn, that first hand, but that's the thing, is I wonder how does this deck win a GP when it just seems so inconsistent to me. Like, sometimes you either hit or you miss, and I played this deck a few rounds before I started recording, and I totally noticed that it's not very consistent. It's not as consistent as I would like it to be, at least. Okay, elf. Okay, we can play spells. What did you name? Elvish Visionary. Oh, that's good. We sideboarded a bunch of those out. I think we've only got 2 now. Makes me happy. So, okay. Yeah. Makes me happy that we sideboarded a bunch of those Elvish Visionaries out. I don't like that, but okay. At least you didn't wait till next turn when we had 2, right? That would have been much worse. That would have been more saddening. But we do have a Back to Nature. If we ever draw like a forest, that would be one of the nicer things we could draw. Okay, this works too. Actually, we are just going to... Guys, should we play Azuri or should we play a mana guy? Let's play Azuri. He's more likely to do something about Azuri. And because we want him to play out his enchantments. Because let's see, he can tap that for... He can tap his Nykthos right now for no net advantage in mana. But if he plays... Ooh, we'll count it up, see what happens. Porphyry nodes? Wow. Ghostly Prison, sure. Let's see. I think what we're going to do... Wow, yeah, that's bad. I'm just trying to think. If this is on the stack, we can Back to Nature. Oh, no, it's at the beginning of our opponent's upkeep. Okay. Not that that matters, actually. Oh, yeah, it does. Because we're just going to go... Back to Nature. I thought that was during each upkeep or our opponent's upkeep or something, but no, this is... I'm good with this. This did not go bad. I was worried about that Porphyry Nodes, but... Now he's only got 2 cards in hand. They're not his most dangerous cards, hopefully. Alright, and next turn we can tap our Nykthos for 2 mana, and we can use our Okina to pump our Azuri. And I don't know how much mana we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sneaky. That's fine. I think we'll play Elf guy. And then we're going to go... Maybe we should just attack with those 2, because then we can go 1, 2, pump for, or mana pump, make mana for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then tap that for 6, get a Reclamation Sage. I like that. Alright, this is going okay. Good thing we had all that enchantment hate, huh? Well, not necessarily. It's really mostly artifact hate is what's kind of funny, but I thought we can't just not have, you know, like an enchantment wiper, because I know this deck exists, and if it gets you, it gets you. Which is kind of a bummer when it gets you. I don't know if any of you guys have ever had it get you, but it's not as much fun as it sounds like. So let's see. We can go 1, 2. As long as we can still play 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we gotta leave 1 elf untapped so that we can play our chord for 3. And let's see, next turn, we'll see what our opponent does here. Sure, we'll just go ahead and kill it. And we will chord. And we're going to have to kill the Ghostly Prison, which something we're going to have to do. Oh, okay. Our opponent knew we were going to get a Reclamation Sage, and then he didn't know about the Beast Within our hand, but we were going to kill our opponent. Anyway, sorry I lost game one. Looks like, I made a little bit of a misplay. I searched up, I had a Court of Calling, and I searched up an Azuri when he had a Ghostly Prison in play, because I just for some, the Court of Calling had been in my hand since the beginning of the game, and I was like, okay, no problem, we'll just get a Reclamation Sage for that. And what ended up happening was, later on in the game, I forgot that I had kind of earmarked that for a Reclamation Sage, and just never did it. And what ultimately ended up happening was, so I went and I got my Azuri later. I was like, oh, I have a Court of Calling, I'll get an Azuri, because I had forgot that I had earmarked it for something else. So anyway, I didn't win game one. There's a possibility I would have won game one, but probably not, because what ended up happening was I would have done 16 damage is what I figured out, and our opponent would have put our opponent down to 4 had I done everything properly. And it would have put our opponent to 4. In the very next turn, he played a Enduring Ideal and got a Sphere of Safety, and I wouldn't have been able to attack through that anymore at all, just because he had a bajillion enchantments. So, anyway, thanks for watching, guys.